Hello, welcome to CXC Math TV. Today we will be looking at linear programming. Alright, so these are past paper linear programming questions and we're going to tackle them together. So this first question here, it says the diagram below shows a triangular region bounded by the lines y equal 1 over 6x plus 5 minus y equal to 1 over 6x plus 5, y equal to minus 5 over 8x plus 5, and the lines HK. Write down the equation of the line HK. So as we can see, this line right here, I'm going to put it in red. The line in red that I'm going to put on the diagram right here, that's the line GH. This line in red, that's the line GH, and that is 1 over 6 x plus 5. The line that I'm going to put in blue, this is the line GK, and they tell us that that is minus 5 over 8x plus 5. So now we need the line HK. Now first thing I want you to do is observe that HK is a vertical line. HK is a vertical line. Whenever a line is a vertical line, it's always x equal to something. This vertical line is the line HK. Now x equal to what? Now notice that the x value right here is what? 6. The x value here is 6. So this is the line x equal to 6. That would be the equation of the line HK. X equal to 6. That gives you 1 mark. Nice. The second part says write down the set of inequalities which define the shaded region. So sometimes they give you the 3 inequality and ask you to shade the region. Now they give you the shaded region and ask for the 3 inequalities. So notice that under the red line is what is shaded under the red line. So if you're under this red line, you're under the line GH. Alright, so the line GH was 1 over 6x plus 5. So y is less than this. Alright, so we're under this line. Alright, remember below means less than. So in other words, we can write that, let me write it around here. Y is less than or equal to 1 over 6x plus 5. Alright, we're below that line. Now the next thing is that we have y is equal to minus 5 over 8x plus 5. Right? Notice that we're above that line. This blue line here, we're above it. Alright, we're above the line GH. If we're above it, then we can write that y is greater than or equal to minus 5 over 8x plus 5. And then finally, the last line is the line x equals 6. But notice we're less than. Notice that the data set would fall in between. X can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there's nothing over here. So we're just less than when x is 6. So that would be x is less than or equal to 6. Those are the 3 inequalities. And that takes care of the first question. Really nice. Alright, so it wasn't too bad. That's it.
Wow!
Alright, so here's a question now. This is taken from June 2006. It says Pam visits the stationery store where she intends to buy X pens and Y pencil. Alright, no problem, Pam. It says Pam must buy at least 3 pencil. Write an inequality to represent this statement. So first thing is, Pam need to buy what? My apologies, not pencil. Pam must buy at least 3 pens. Alright? So first thing we need to realize, what represent pens? The letter pens is represented by X. So already know that the first one is dealing with X. So X is what now? It says at least. You see this word at least here? What does at least mean? At least means she's going to buy more than or equal to. So she's going to buy equal to or more than 3. At least mean minimum. Minimum. That's how I want you to see the word at least. So minimum in the sense of inequality means that the minimum, that means x is greater than or equal to that minimum number of 3. So Pam is going to buy greater than or equal to 3 pens. Alright, so she can buy 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. Now, part 2 says the total number of pens and pencils must not be more than 10. Write the information to represent this. So notice it says must not be more than. Must not be more than mean when she buy all of her pens plus all of her pencil, it's going to be less than or equal to 10. Alright, that's what that is saying. X plus y is less than or equal to 10. Nice. Alright, because no more than, not more than mean maximum. So I want you to see the not more than as being maximum. Look at that part as being maximum. Right? The maximum she can buy is 10 when you add up all of her stationery she buy. Alright, so the next part of the question says each pen costs $5 and each pencil costs $2. More information about the pens and pencils is represented by this equation. 5x plus 2y is less than or equal to 35. It says write the information represented by the inequality as sentence in your words, in your own words. So now notice what this says. 5 times x. 5 times x, 2 times y, less than or equal to 35. Remember that the 5 correspond to what? The pen. So this is just the cost of the pen, right? So they're telling us that the sum of money that you pay for the pen plus the sum of money that you pay for the pencil is less than or equal to 35. So a nice way to write it down is this. We're going to write it a nice way. We're going to say the total cost of the pens and the pencils Pam bought is less than or equal to $35. That's all that is saying. Alright? So the maximum amount of money that you spend on pens and pencils is $35.
Wow!
Alright? That's it in your own words. Really nice. Alright? Okay, cool. Let's look at the next part. Now it says draw the graph of the two inequalities obtained in AI and AII. So draw the graph of these two inequalities first. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to our graph. So now that we bring out our graph paper, alright, I'm just going to shift this a little bit. The first thing that we need is we need x greater than or equal to 3. So first we need to draw the vertical line x equal 3. So the vertical line x equal 3, right? This is our x-axis down here. A matter of fact, let me label the x-axis. So I'm going to put it on. This is our x-axis down here, all right? This is our x-axis. And our y-axis, this is our y-axis. All right? Just wanted to put that there. Our x-axis and our y-axis. Now remember the first line we're drawing is the line x equal to 3. So 1, 2, 3. This is the line x equal to 3. All right, we're going to label it. This is the line x equal 3. All right, cool. Now that we get that out of the way, the next thing that we're going to need is the line x plus y to be less than or equal to 10. X plus y less than or equal to 10. So when you're drawing the graph, you're going to draw a line. All right, I want the scales to be the same, so I'm going to narrow this one a little bit. And then now we need x plus y less than or equal to 10. So all you're going to do is draw a line passing through 10 on the x and y axis. This is the line x plus y less than or equal to 10. So So this is the line. Let's label it. This is x plus y equal to 10. All right, but remember, when you want the line where x is what? X should be what? Greater than or equal to 3. So we know that we're bigger than this portion of the line. I want the part where x plus y is less than 10, so we're below this line. All right, so we just want to put that right there. So far we're in this triangular region right here. So that would be part B. So part B, we can just write C graph. All right, so they'll go look at our graph and see what we did. Now, the next thing that they ask now is write down the coordinates of the vertices of the region that satisfy the 4 inequalities. Now, 4 inequalities, and it says including y greater than or equal to 0. So that means that we need to now sketch this graph. This is the line 5x plus 2y less than or equal to 35. Now you're probably wondering, how are we going to sketch that line? Don't worry. First thing, ignore the less than or equal to. Imagine you saw 5x plus 2y equal 35, right? If you were to bring this over, you would have 2y is equal to, bring over the 5x, you'd write negative 5x plus 35. Then you divide both sides by 2, you'd get y is equal to negative 5 over 2x plus 35 over 2. All right. In other words, the gradient of this line is negative 5 over 2, and the y-intercept is 35 over 2, or 17.5. All right. So this is a line with a negative gradient, negative 2.5, and a y-intercept of 17.5. So with that being said, let's go ahead now and put that on the graph. All right, so the line x equal to, what did we say again? Y equal to negative 2.5 x plus 17.5. All right, so I'm just going to insert this line right here. So you're going to need to make sure that you draw a line with a gradient of negative 2.5 and the y-intercept of 17.5. Right, so right here, if you were to just insert that line, I'm just going to plot it. Negative 2x plus negative 2.5x plus 17.5. All right, just in the interest of time, I draw the line, right? So this would be the line. This line right here represents the equation 5x plus 2y less than or equal to 35. Now, when I was doing this right here, notice I didn't put on any inequality sign, right? So you want to know, are we above or below the line? First thing is, if we had brought over the 5x, this would have been less than, right? This would have been saying 2y is less than or equal to. And then this would have still been saying less than or equal to. So we're definitely below the line. All right. So below the line means that, let's put arrow on it. We'll go back to our graph and we're below the line. Below the line means we're here. We're below this line. All right. And then finally, the last line that we need to input on our graph is this. So we need to input the line y is greater than or equal to 0. So let's go ahead and do that. The line y is greater than or equal to 0. Now that would be this line right here, the x-axis, y equal to 0. And if you're greater than it, you're above the line. You are above it. All right, you are above this line. So now if we want the 4 vertices that's going to satisfy this region, this would be the vertices that's going to satisfy this point, right? This point will satisfy, this point will satisfy, this point will satisfy, and this point will satisfy. These are the 4 vertices that will satisfy this inequality. So I'm just going to label these points. Label that point as A. Label this point as B. Label this point as C. And label this point as D. All right. This is the region that satisfies all four inequality. All right. Those are the regions. All right. These 4 points. All right. Because that's the common region where all these arrows heading. All right. In here. All right. So let me shade the common region. You know, just to shade it, we're in here. That's the common region. I know you're laughing at my shading, but that's okay. All right. It's not proper. Let me make it proper. Alright, so that's the region. So now let's finish the question. So now it says write an expression in X and Y to represent the profit Pam made. So first we need to read what's above. I didn't read what's above. It says Pam sells X pens and Y pencils and make a profit of 1.5 on each pen and $1 on each pencil. Write an expression for the profit she makes. So the profit Pam make, the profit is equal to, as you can see, how much on the pen? $1.5, so 1.5x plus how much you make on each pen? So 1, so 1y. That's the profit, 1.5x plus 1y. Now it says calculate the maximum profit Pam makes. The maximum profit. So for part 2, what you're going to have to do is test out, right? You're going to have to test out which one is going to give you the maximum profit. Yes. So you're going to have to go to the graph and look at the points for A, B, and C. So the points for A is when X is 3, the Y value is 7, right? So we need to test 3, 7. B is the point when X is 5, the Y value is also 5. B is 5, 5. So here it is, 5 on the X, 5 on the Y. Now C is the point, X is 6, 7, then Y is 0. So C is 7, 0. And the point D is going to be, let's see, the point D, this is the point X is 1, 2, 3, and the Y value is 0. So we need to see which one is going to give us the maximum profit. All right. So for maximum profit, so we're checking at each point. So at A is the point 3, 7. Was it 3, 7 or 7, 3? 3, 7, yes. So at A, we can see that the profit would be equal to replace the X value with 3 and the Y value with 7. So that is 1.5 times 3 plus 1 times 7, which is, put that into our calculator. You don't need to add that up in your calculator. Just go ahead and add it normally, right? Because 1 times 7 is 7. So we don't even need a calculator. All right, let's not waste our time. 3 times 1.5 is 4.5. 4.5 plus 7 is 12.5. Right? And if you didn't feel confident doing the math, then of course double check it with your calculator. If you're not as confident, you can always double check with your calculator. All right, so you're laughing at me. I know you're saying, look how I'm telling you to not use your calculator, and look at that. I put 12.5 and it's 11.5. All right, so yes, laugh at me and say, see it there, use the calculator. All right, so if you're not that confident without the calculator, don't be ashamed to use a calculator. All right, so that's the profit made at A. Now let's look at B now. At B, and B was the point, what was B again? B is the point 5, 5. All right, so since B is the point 5, 5, at 5, 5, the maximum profit would be 1.5 times 5 plus 1 times 5. Put that in a calculator. And what we get is $32. Whoa, that's a lot of profit. $32.50. So now we need to check at C. So remember, we're looking to find out which one is going to give us the most profit, and then that will be the maximum profit. So at C, C is the point 70. So at 70, the profit would be 1.5 times 7 plus 1 times 0. 1.5 times 7 is, I don't know, I take out the calculator. 1.5 times 7, and we're getting 10.5. That's $10.50. And then finally at the point D, we have 30. So what we're going to do is take out our calculator at 30. The profit is going to be 1.5 times, what was D again? 30. So it is times 3 plus 1 times 0, and that is 4.5. Is that 4.5 or 3.5? 1.5 times 3. 4.5. I was correct. Yes. So now, these are all the profit made, but which one gave us maximum? The one that gave us maximum was this one at B. So the maximum profit, max profit, is equal to $32.5. And that would occur when you sell 5 pen and 5 pencil. This one was the maximum profit. Alright, it occurred at B. Now it says if Pam buys 4 pens, show on the graph the maximum number of pencils she can buy. Now my graph, because I'm using a preview, I can't put any more point on the graph, but I'll just show you. We're going to write the answer down in the answer booklet. So right here, we need to look at if Pam buys 4 pens. So when X is 4, what's the corresponding Y value based on our graph? So all we're going to do is look when X is 4, the maximum number of pencils she can buy. So this is when X is 4, right? When X is 4, the Y value would be right here. That Y value would be 6. Notice 6 maps to 4 in this region. Alright, 6 maps to 4. In other words, we're saying that the maximum number of pencils she can buy is 6. So Y equal to 6. That's the maximum number of pencils. And look at it, even if you didn't use the graph, you can always know that it is true. Look, it have to satisfy these 3 inequalities. The first one, it have to satisfy these 3 inequalities. Look at it. X plus Y have to be less than or equal to 10. When X is 4, 4 plus 6 is going to be less than or equal to 10. Yeah, 4 plus 10, that give you 10. Right? 4 plus 6 give you 10. So that tell you that 10 is less than or equal to 10. So we see that when Y is 6, it satisfies it. When X is 4, look at this. 5 times 4 plus 2 times 6, that's going to be less than or equal to 35, because this is 20 plus 12, which is 32, which is true. So notice that the maximum number of pencils you can buy once you buy 4 pens is 6. Alright, so that's your final answer. Really nice. Alright, so this is June 2007. So I want you to pause the video and attempt this question. Pause the video and attempt it. It says a company manufactures gold and silver stars to be used as party decorations. The stars are placed in packets so that each packet contains X gold stars and Y silver stars. The conditions for packaging are given in the table. Write down inequalities 2 and 3. Then describe in words the condition represented by the inequality X is less than 2Y. So look at this over here. Number 1, it says each packet must have at least 20 gold stars. And notice how that is represented. We see the word gold stars. Gold stars is represented by the letter X. Alright? At least means minimum. So that's why they write X is greater than or equal to 20. So now in the next part, the next one, number 2, says each packet must have at least 15 silver stars. silver stars is represented by y. So we know that y is greater than or equal to 15. So if you did that, you're a genius. Now the next part, it says the total number of stars in each packet must not be more than 60. What is that now? What is that? Now here it says total. Total is what? When you add up x and you add y to it, so adding up the gold star and the silver star, it says must not be more than. Not be more than is what? Less than or equal to 60. That's it. Nice. That's the total. Right? And then it says describe this one in words. X is less than 2y. So remember, x is what? X is gold star. So all they're saying is, let's write it down. It's saying each packet of gold stars must be less than twice. Why did I say twice? Notice there's a 2 multiplying by the y. Twice the number of y is what again? Silver stars. Alright, that's it in words. So each packet of gold stars must have less than twice the number of silver stars. That's all that is saying. X is less than 2y. Alright, notice that here is my x. Each packet of gold star is x, must be less than, so the less than symbol there, twice the number, twice is 2 times the number of silver stars, 2 times y. That's it in words. So we have our 4 inequalities here now. Easy stuff. Alright, so now it says using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 10 units on both axes, draw all 4 inequalities represented in the table. So we need to draw the graph now for this. So I'm going to create a new graph. Alright, so I have out my graph here. I have out the preview. And what it said is that we need it to be, what's the scale? 2 centimeters to represent 10 units on both axes. This is key. 2 centimeters to represent 10 units on both axes. So in other words, let's go ahead and do that. 2 centimeters to represent 10 units. So this is 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters. Alright, I can't bother to adjust the scale, let it really be really small. I can't bother to narrow it down like that. Alright, so I've narrowed down the scale enough. So 2 centimeters represent 10. Alright, so I've narrowed down the scale, right? I'm just going to write the scale right here. The scale is on the x, 2 centimeters represent 10 units. And on the y, again, 2 centimeters represent 10 units. I know I don't spell units correctly, but bear with me, that's okay, because it's hard to write on the screen sometimes. So now that we got that down, let's draw the 4 inequalities. The first inequality is x is greater than or equal to 20. This is a vertical line. Always remember, x greater than or equal to is a vertical line. So x greater than or equal to 20. Let's go for that. This is the line x equal to 20. Alright, that's the line x equal to 20. I will need x greater than or equal to 20. X greater than or equal to 20. Alright, x greater than or equal to 20. Alright, so in that case, this is the portion of the line that we're focusing on over this side. Alright, we're focusing on this side. Because x greater than 20 would be 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 over this side, okay, of the graph. Now the next part that we need is y greater than or equal to 15. So y greater than or equal to 15, here is 15, right? So y equal to 15 is this horizontal line. Y equal to 15 is this horizontal line. But we need when it's greater than or equal to 15. So we need above this line. All right. So notice we're in this region so far, this box region up here. All right. So now the next thing that we need is that x plus y is less than or equal to 60. All right. So x plus y is less than or equal to 60. So I'm just going to bring down this a little bit. All right, I have everything now in place, and then now we're going to draw the line x plus y equal to 60. So you're going to put a dot on 60 on the x and a dot on 60 on the y and connect them, and that is the line x plus y equal to 60. This is the line x plus y equal to 60. But then what do we need? We need x plus y less than or equal to 60. So in this region. All right, we're in this region. This is the triangular region. Then finally, the last inequality we're going to draw is x less than 2y. Now, I don't like to see it as x less than 2y. I like to see it as 2y is greater than x. In other words, I like to see it as y is greater than x over 2. That's how I like to see it. Y is greater than x over 2. Because we usually draw a line y equal to something. So when I make y the subject, I'm going to draw a line. So look at this. Y is greater than x over 2. So this is like when x is 1, the y value is a half. When x is 2, the y value is 1. So the y value is just half whatever the x value is. The y value is half whatever the x value is. That's all we're saying. So we're saying the y value is half whatever the x value is. So when the x value is 60, the y value is 30. When the x value is 30, the y value is 15. That's all we're saying. Alright, so I'm just going to insert that line. It's going to be a line with a positive gradient like this. I need to draw it better. So when x is 30, the y value is 15. When x is 60, the y value should be 30. So 60 to 30 would be here, right? And the line is going to continue. 80 to 40, I can stop it here. All right, so this is the line. X is less than 2y. And since x is less than 2y, what do we want? When we write it this way, we want when y is greater than x over 2. So we want above this line. So we want above this line. Above this line. All right? So now we can identify our common region. So the common region is going to be here, 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 and here. That's our common region, right? Those would be the vertices of our common region. Now let's see what they're going to be asking us. Let us see. All right, so we did part C. We can say C graph. Now part D, let's hear what they say. They say 3 packets of stars were selected for inspection. Their contents are shown in the table. Plot the points A, B, and C and determine which of the 3 packets satisfy all conditions. So packet A, the number of gold stars is 25 and the number of silver stars is 20. In other words, they tell us that A is the point 25, 20. That's what they're telling us. A is the point 25, 20. 25, 20, look at it now, 25, 20. X is 25, Y value 20. In here, A definitely satisfied because A is in the solution region, isn't it? We said that these are the 4 vertices. A is in there. A is in the solution region. So A satisfies. A satisfies. So A satisfies. Alright, hence determine the points that satisfy. So A is one of them. Now B, what is B? 35, 15. So B is the point 35, 15. 35, 15 is X is 35 and B is 15. 35, 15 is right here. No! Look what happened to B. B is not in the solution region. This is the point B. Now notice that 35, 15, it's not above this line. It's not above the line y is greater than x over 2. It's not above that line. So in other words, B doesn't satisfy. Alright, B doesn't satisfy. So just to shade the common region, in here is the common region, and A is in there. A is in there, right? B is not in there. So B don't satisfy the common region. So now let's look at the last point, and the last point is C, 30, 25. 30, 25 is going to be 30 to 25 right here. This is C. So C is inside of the shaded region, and so A and C satisfies. So yes, A and C satisfy. So A and C satisfy the inequalities. That is, it satisfy all the conditions. Alright? Really nice. Now you don't even have to use the you don't even have to use the graph, you know. They're telling you to determine from your graph, but look at this. You can use the three equations and see if it satisfies. Look at this. At this point, point A, x is 25, right? Is 25 bigger than 20? Yes. Look at it. At A is the point 25, 20. Is the x value 25 bigger than 20? Yes. The y value is 20. Is 20 bigger than 15? Yes. Look at this. When you add 25 plus 20, is that less than or equal to 60? Yes. Now look at this now. X less than 2y. Is 20 less than, well, is 25 less than 2 times 20? Yes. Notice all the equations for A, or A satisfies all the inequalities. I am saying you didn't have to use the graph. You could use the equations, and remember the x value is 25, the y value is 20. 25 is bigger than 20. The y value 20 is bigger than 15. When you add the x and y, it is less than the 60, and 25 is less than 2 times 20. So in other words, we're saying that all conditions satisfy for A, and you can test with C, it will satisfy as well. That's if you didn't want to use the graph. Wow! And that's how you do this question. Really nice.